Welcome back. So in this lecture, I want to talk about how we can pass streams as arguments to functions. So I will scroll down here to the main function, and I have some input stream, ifstream object, inStream. I open that, and that is going to be raw data.txt. So in here, I have a bunch of floats. Some are negative, some are positive. You can see we have the decimal point. Notice that this is not formatted all that well. I just entered it with spaces. Sometimes I have a new line characters. Sometimes I have a blank line as well. So what we want to do is we want to format that and put that out into something that is more readable, right? So again, I open that file. I check if it is open and connected properly. I declare an ifstream object, outstream. I open that. I'll call that data.txt or formatted data or something like that. Again, I make sure that it is connected and opened successfully. Then I invoke this format file function and I pass in the input stream and the output stream as arguments. Of course, you can pass in more arguments depending on what you want to do, for field width, for example, and stuff like that. So depending on the formatting that you want to do. So this is going to take in two arguments, a reference to an ifstream, so a standard ifstream. I'll call that raw file, so the raw unformatted file that we have. The second argument is going to be a reference to an ofstream called output file. This is the formatted file. Of course, you can also call it formatted file if you want. So this is another reason why I'm doing this demonstration. Previously, we would set flags on the console output stream, for example, but here, notice we can do this also, of course, on the output file streams. So I have the output file and I do set flags, fix, for example, show pause for the positive sign, and show the point as well. We can also do this justification, for example, so I'm doing standard left for left justification. Now, since our raw data is floating point values, I use a double here, and while raw file next, so we extract the next item each time, we are going to do output, so we're going to insert the next item into the output file. You can also do set width here if you want, and of course you have to include io_manip for that. And then I'm simply going to print out raw file formatting completed for the console output, so we actually get some output in there. So again, we call that format file. We pass in the input stream and the output stream that we have in the main function. And then once we are done with that, we close that file again. Now, make sure that you pass by reference. So the formal parameters for your function, you want to make sure to pass by reference, because you don't want to pass by value. Of course, you don't want to create a new stream. You want to have a reference to an existing stream that you pass in, all right? So again, this is the unformatted data and the floating point values. And if we build a run, we get raw file formatting completed. I will open the folder in the File Explorer. So we have our raw data, again, is unformatted like that. And then data is now formatted in this way. So it gives you more readable output. So we have left justified. We can see the sign, so if it is positive or negative, and so on. So of course you can do more formatting depending on what you want to do, but this is just a quick example on that. So again, that is a look at how we can pass a stream as an argument to a function. We want to pass by reference, since again we want to pass that actual stream in, and just use an alias for that. We don't want to create a new one. We don't want to pass by value. Alright, so that is going to wrap up this lecture. And we will actually continue this in the next lecture, where we will look at operator overloading again.